'Tis the season of the ring. Today we are talking destination weddings, whether you've just been invited to one, whether you're thinking about having one, or you are trying to get ready to go on one. We are talking about how you love and enjoy a destination wedding as a guest. If you do not know me, I am Mandy Horn, the Traveling Compass. I am an expert travel agent that helps you travel smart so that you can connect to those you love and to your destination. These videos are my tips and tricks that I give to my beloved clients to help them prepare for their travels and love their travels all around the world. So today we are talking destination weddings. And this actually, surprisingly, is how a lot of larger families get into traveling together. They're becoming a more and more popular option for nuptials. And I love them. I love the idea of them. I love everything about them. In terms of just, it gives you such a great time to be with your family. You know, at weddings, you always wish that you got to spend more time, whether you're the bride and groom and you wish you got more time with the guests, or whether you've traveled in to be with family and maybe you didn't get as much time with everyone as you wanted just because it's so busy and chaotic. I love destination weddings because they allow people to connect. They take away all of those logistics and just give people a great environment in which to hang out and enjoy one another and create some fabulous memories. And like I said, this is actually how many families then get into traveling together. They take one of these trips and go, oh, that was so much fun. We want to do it again. But, no one's getting married. So they end up taking family trips together. So if you have gotten invited to a destination wedding and it is, going to be part of your 2019 or 2020, there are some things that you can do to make sure that you have a great time as a guest. For people who aren't familiar with traveling to this kind of group event, it's a little different than your normal vacation. And in fact, it has very many of the same principles that traveling with a large group entails. It's a little less about you, a little bit more about the group, but there's some ways to make sure that you can stay happy and that the group can stay happy. And that's what we're talking about today. These little tips and tricks that I give to clients to make sure that they enjoy their portion of the trip, even when you're trying to make sure you're coordinating with all these people. So my first tip for how to love being on a destination wedding is to make sure that you upgrade your room type to your level of luxury. Okay. So when you plan a destination wedding, as someone who does that for brides and grooms all the time, we almost always go with a very low room category that we hold as the base room for the group. So you're booking into a block of rooms that the bride and groom have reserved. And, you need to do that through whoever, whether that's them or whatever block they have, you're booking into that. And usually that is the lowest base room at the resort or whatever was available at the time. Now, for you, that may be fine. You may be looking for the cheapest way to attend this wedding, and maybe that's great. But if that's not you, if you're kind of seeing this as like a Habsy's personal vacation, you may want to upgrade your room type to your level of luxury. And because your level of luxury might be different than the bride and groom's level of luxury or somebody else attending, okay? Everybody in family is different. So make sure the room type, if you may want to upgrade it to your level of luxury. That may be an ocean view, that may be a swim out, that may be a preferred or adult only area that comes with butlers or, extra privileges, extra restaurants, whatever. Resorts often have different perks and things that come with different room types. So it may be worth asking, what other room types are available and considering upgrading your room to your level of luxury and what will make the trip special for you. I know, especially when I grew up traveling with all kinds of my extended family and we all have different things that we love. But for us, there were certain things like, okay, it would be more comfortable because, this family had more kids if they had this kind of room or, now as an adult, when I travel, because I have young children, if I wasn't bringing my young children with me to the wedding, I would want to be in an adult only area, mostly because I value quiet. Excuse me. And because I have kids, if I'm traveling without them, I like it to be quiet sometimes, and especially if I'm traveling with a group, and that I enjoy that. And I'm willing to have that be a part of my room so that I can get some extra rest. Now, if I'm traveling with my kids, I want to make sure that my room type is going to have enough beds and space for my family. And that may mean upgrading. It may mean splitting my husband and I to 2 rooms if I was attending a wedding and had to bring all of my children in order to have everybody be comfortable and have enough space. Or they may have a family room category that you want to ask about. or different options, or just, understanding what you're going to need in your room to make it work and making it work for you. Okay, so that's my first tip. Second tip is going to be dress comfortably and coolly. Sometimes people think, I'm going to a wedding, and they pack their normal wedding gear, right, for a destination wedding. And they don't think about the fact that this is tropical, most likely. You're probably going to be on a beach or at least in a different environment than you normally are for a regular wedding. And you need to pack accordingly. You need to make sure that your dress is what the wedding is going to call for. Sometimes they have different dress standards for beach weddings versus whatever they're doing. If you're on a mountainside or something, you may need to have sturdier shoes than the stilettos you normally wear to weddings or whatever. Make sure you know where the wedding's going to be and make sure you have clothes packed for that. If they're getting married at high noon in the tropics, you may want to consider the fact that you're going to be sitting in full sun. If you're like me and you're paler than pale, that's going to mean I'm going to need to make sure I have some kind of lightweight cover or I'm going to be fried, plus sunscreen. So just think about where the wedding is taking place. If you can, get the details on what's going to happen and what time it's going to be at so you can kind of make sure you have the appropriate clothing, especially too if you're bringing your kids. This helps them keep comfortable. Choose things that are, cute Bermuda shorts or whatever that's going to keep those kids comfortable. Don't overdress them. They will be miserable because it's going to be hot and humid. Sorry, still fighting this cold. Okay, and then so my third tip on how to love being at a destination wedding is to pack well. Now, sometimes bride and grooms are working with a fabulous travel planner who will be helping prep you with packing lists and giving you the tips and tricks and telling you what you need to bring so that everybody's happy. But if they are not, and you do not have that information readily available, make sure that you are packing the things you're going to need to enjoy your stay. For me, the big ones I always remind people about are adapters or converters. If the electrical current is different or the outlet type is different, nobody likes showing up to a resort. Everything is so electronically based, especially if you're traveling with your children. And oh gosh, now I can't charge their iPad or their Kindle or I can't get my laptop working. I need to send an email. Like nobody wants to deal with that. Or, I can't get their sound machine to work or whatever it is you travel with that makes your life better. With kids, that can be all kinds of stuff. Make sure that you have an adapter or converter if you need it so that you can get all your stuff charged. You may want an electrical strip if, because sometimes if you're traveling with family, there's like 18 million things that need charged at once. And hotel rooms are notorious for having like 2 tiny outlets. So all these things can go to making your life a lot better. In addition, you want to make sure that you are bringing bug spray in a tropical environment or even a mountainous environment. You're going to want bug spray. It's not, a bug-free zone just because it's a vacation. You don't want to be miserable. So make sure you're packing your bug spray and make sure you're packing important medications. I don't care where you're going or how careful you are about food or any of that. Make sure you're packing stomach meds and pain relievers and sinus medication because the tropics tend to produce those kinds of issues and the medication can be difficult or expensive to get once you're there. This is especially true of children's medication. Most other countries in the world don't have the same kind of access to specific children's drugs like we do here. So make sure if you're traveling with your kids to a destination wedding that you bring those things with you so that you have everything you need to take care of your littles and keep everybody happy and pleasant for the wedding. And then my next tip is going to be to know the details of the resort, even if your bride and groom don't. Bride and grooms, even at a destination wedding, are busy, right? They're planning, they're talking to people, whatever. They're not thinking about, are you prepared for this? That is the travel planner's job. If they're working with a good one, that travel planner is going to make sure that you are prepared for your travels and enjoying the resort. But if they're not working with a travel planner, what you need to do is to make sure that, like pools at the resort. How many are there? Is there a specific area for children or are they welcome in other places? You can get most of this information online if you look based on where they're staying. And you might, usually I look for like a map of the resort so that I kind of get a feel for where things are. Then at check-in, if I haven't already, I can request maybe an area I'd like my room to be in. All of these things are just kind of little tips that kind of help you, have your best time while you're there. I'll also check on restaurants, what's available, what's included, if there's any place I want to eat, if they need reservations so that I make those right away, so I can enjoy my stay and enjoy being with everyone and not worrying about, I don't know, what do you eat here? How do you eat here? Take the time to familiarize yourself with the resort and its amenities so that you know what's going on. right? Like, is room service included or is it not? Whatever, so that you know what to do. Then we're going to take, my last tip will be to make sure that you take time to experience and enjoy things together. That's the whole reason that you are at a destination wedding. Go ahead and enjoy the time together. It's one of my favorite parts of destination wedding is that you get to really eat with your family on multiple occasions. You could actually be with them and be together, or hang out and, have a drink or a soda by the pool and really get to see people that you may not get to see all the time and really make those connections. Take the time to take some great photos, right? And, soak up all of those fabulous memories. Take the opportunity, make sure that you're not, so worried about you that you don't really spend time and cherish the time if you know people that are going up to the same wedding. It's a fantastic opportunity to be together. But that said, I would also recommend that you plan something fun just for you. So, having grown up traveling with a big group, there's some great memories of doing things with all kinds of people, but it isn't maybe always exactly what you would choose. Like, maybe you're doing something with the group and that was a lot of fun, but it wouldn't have been the activity you would have chosen. I think it's always great to plan just a little something that you would love so that you have that great memory and it kind of recharges you, gives you some time and space away from the group. Or if, there's someone really special that you want to share that with, bring them along with you, whether that's, sneaking in a massage or going to see something you've never seen before, or taking a private transfer. A lot of times destination weddings have shared transfers for pickup, doing a nice transfer that's just, real chill. Something just fun just for you that you're really going to enjoy to kind of fill you up and make it just extra special. You're going, you might as well enjoy it. And that is really the bottom line for destination weddings. You're going, you might as well enjoy it. Consider making the most of it by extending your stay. You're already going down there. You're already flying to wherever, oftentimes it's very reasonable to extend your time for a day or two, and it gives you extra time to enjoy the destination, to really make it a break and get the most out of the experience. So all of those are my tips for loving, surviving, enjoying, thriving at a destination wedding. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them for me in the comments, subscribe or follow. If you like these kinds of videos so that you can hear all of my latest tips and tricks, or you can sign up to my email list. I have a newsletter that goes out every Friday that just talks about great things going on in travel, tips, tricks, fun things, little quirks about my life. And you can sign up for that. There's usually a link in the comments. But until then, travelers, I hope that you travel safe, travel smart. We'll talk soon.